I'm Tap Tap. This is Ghost Trick. When we last left off, we were trying to escape from a sinking submarine, and a big trash tentacle went and saved Lynn, and things seem to be okay-ish, maybe, but we're very confused, as always with this game. So, as always, I like to have a little, communication session in the comments. I read all my comments, so let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Capcom game? This is a Capcom game, so let me know. I'm not even sure what I could say my favorite is. I'm the worst at picking favorites. I don't like to be like, oh no, this thing is better than this, because like, they're different. They're not necessarily better or worse. But this is my favorite Capcom game, obviously. So, I mean, it is a really damn good one, but I can't pick and choose like that. But let me know. Most people don't have that trouble, so let me know in the comments. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea, but I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. So I'm gonna head up to find a single ray of light. Oh, don't get poetic on me. Light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep darkness. How can you say these things with a straight face? Oh my goodness. Maybe he can't. He's a freaking ghost. You can't see his face. That's the secret. Save my point? Yeah, sure. Oh, it's chapter 17 then? Yep. 5:10 a.m. We got 1 hour until dawn light. It's gonna be bad. The upended submarine continues to sink slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Trash tentacle. Lynn and the little lady in the darkness, the salt water closing in on them. The very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. It's not you, Missile, is it? My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? It's a trash tentacle. Eep! It fills everyone's love of tentacles with everyone's love of trash. Two finest things in life. Thinking emoji. Oh my god. I think I know who it is. Can you guess? That's an incredible reveal. So you managed to survive, detective. You're... Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. Trash Man, the new Mega Man villain. Speaking of Capcom games. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? For you to call me unnatural. Wow. If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decide to save us all of a sudden? Thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who am I? Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? Can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. Can't remember who you are. That's right. Came all this way thinking trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. But you'll remember really soon who you are and who I am, too. He knows me. What? He knows me. The man in front of me is not me. Even further away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. As you can tell, the climax is about to come here. Phrasing. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to truth. That's us in the thing, by the way. And the ghost trick at the bottom right of the screen. Recording DS games is so weird, but I think I got a decently acceptable solution here. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Engine room's destroyed. There's a hole in the hull and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. The Temsik fragment. I didn't know they had it all figured out. I mean, they figured out the source of your powers? That meteorite's fragment has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. Living creatures. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. Radiation's power effect. These 10 years, watching that junkyard superintendent do his research. I think I've got some of it figured out. Meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects. In my case, swapping objects. Exactly. Apparently there's individual differences in the powers we get. Seeing these powers change as times go by. They do? Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. First I could only manipulate small living creatures. Like a rat. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is. How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. It's radiation. But I wasn't anywhere near the meteorite. I was in the thing. I love how the picture looks like it's like taking a sip from like a bong or something here. Perfect timing for that comment, yes. That's what it does, dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day, 10 years ago. Makes sense for him, because he was right near it. Oh! A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart. I died. Wait, but that means Zhao didn't shoot you. So of course I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute. Is that how he got my powers too? No, you might be right. Yeah, because Doggo died like right near the meteor. Poor Doggo. Although Missile has like 3 tails and it's like never made mention of in the game. Aren't the Temsik fragments still right there in the park at the bottom of the crater? You're right! So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. The body! Oh, remember the wave at the body at the very beginning of the game? Sissel's body already had the meteorite fragment in it, apparently. Which would seem to suggest this was planned. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation is affected gives us time. Okay, this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So the fact I can return 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of the meteorite. Well, the characteristic of the meteorite is the ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death. This is so strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. I've gotten pretty used to replaying the moment of death. That's kind of the whole point of the game. Makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Pierced? Pierced by Porky Pig. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? I want to go about revenge first. Before I left the country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people that stole our lives. Our lives? It's part of the deal. I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. That's why he wanted his daughter kidnapped. They kidnapped their own girl. Little did I know. They had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to white out everyone who had to do with Temsik. Huh, that's why. You can see that weird totem thing in the background that briefly squished Camellia. Detective Chowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. They wanted to kill these guys too. Inspector Cabanel and that junkyard super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And as it turns out, gotta love his legwork. I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Temsik fragment. Here I am. It one more final target. You, detective. Me? That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago. My body's times predictably stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I simply existed, not really alive and not really dead. Pretty much sums up the last 10 years for me, ever since the incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. In other words, you've become anime. Come to think of it, the old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with a scalpel. Huh, he did say that. So I guess as soon as the incision was made, his whole body regenerated. Wow. Gross. It's like some Dead Space stuff. If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay. But I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, you become a detective looking into Jowd's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I love the trash approximation of his body, it's so good. I told you who I was. Never saw my face that day 10 years ago. So of course, you didn't recognize me. It me. Wait, what? I took possession of you to make you shoot me. It was a frame job. Why not just like make her shoot herself though? Subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It's the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. Aim was off. First shot missed the mark. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. Johnny Legs. They had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. Me! I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that, but then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha, the inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back, no matter what. The inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why are those people targeting me? Never heard of the Temsik meteorite? Because you were looking into the Jowd case. They thought you would find out about Temsik sooner or later. So this doesn't quite answer who we are, though. But I guess we should focus on getting out of here first. That's pretty much the whole story. Only thing left to do now is wait for the water pressure to crush this submarine. Oh no. There are no cores that link from here to the water surface. I have an idea. We hook up the phone line and there are no communication cables down this deep. Meant for the submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There's no escape. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling. cut off from the world, alone in a submarine, sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. Must be how you felt all along. I mean, he still had a body. Couldn't he just like talk to people and be like, "Hey, it's Bob, I'm back. I'm not the murderer Bob that has the same face as me though. That's a different guy. He sucks." I'm sure there'd be some existential angst and stuff, but I think I could deal with being dead, but not actually dead in any meaningful sense of the word whatsoever, and also have eternal life. I think I would be pretty cool with that, to be totally honest. Lynn? It'd be sucked to be like in a, you know, absolutely safe capsule situation. Camellia! She's back. Is it true we're stuck here? What? Oh, there's always a nice comfy bed for her. The developers must have really liked Camellia. If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Every time we see her, she has something comfy to sit on. I hadn't noticed that initially. Interesting little things you notice when you replay a game. Oh, Camellia, I'm so sorry. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? Why do you know me? Something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsik fragment escape if that's what they wanted? Why'd they have to jettison your body off into the sea? That's a good question. I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. They have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute! Objection! Yes, we do! Oh, hey, we do, don't we? This will tell us where Detective John is. Oh, okay. So the watch, it's not, I was like, how is the watch the radio transmitter? The watch is the other half of the radio transmitter. One's in a bullet, and that's how we can track it. That present from the inspector in white. That's right. Detective Zhao told me to hold onto it for him. The bullet's still the person's body from the command room, right? But if you're not Sissel, what is your name? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we find it, how do we get there? We should be able to figure out something out between the three of us. Their powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right. Oh, wait a minute. How about a torpedo? Torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. So Detective Zhao is our last hope. Our last best hope for peace. Come on, let's get started! Trick time! Alright. I had a little dryness caught in my throat. I hate that. Alright. So, you thought... this is what? The fourth or fifth time that we've thought, alright, this will surely be the final chapter, right? And that's something I love about this game. It does a really great job of making you think, alright, we're going to figure everything out, and this will be the end. And it's like, nope, it's even deeper mysteries. So, it's just a fantastically woven mystery. I've always really admired that about this game and some other stories. I'm something of a writer myself. I'm something of a writer myself. I have several novel ideas, and I got one that was a few dozen pages, nothing too big. It's my problem with writing. I'm getting on a big tangent here, but next video we'll continue the game, I promise. But my problem with writing was always I tried to start too big. My recommendation, never stop making things in a creative sense. Never stop making things. Just start with things that you can finish. Small stories. I heard about this thing called a drabble. It's exactly 100 words. I think I want to start with those because I can finish those. It's just I always have these big ideas. And you can't just just a full ass novel from somebody no one's ever heard of. Like, how is that gonna sell, right? I always hated publishers and stuff. I never wanted to be into that whole world. But one thing my stories never had a lot of, I would always try to have like a couple major things, twist-wise. But something quite like this, I'm not sure I could ever make myself. Anyway, I'm TapTap. This is Ghost Trick. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite Capcom game in them comments. And so I'll let you know if you have taste.